Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're gonna look through some my clay projections as people filter in for a little bit, and then we'll do some puppy two drafts. Figure we can either go team by team, or we can just skip down to the totals. Uh, I think both are very interesting. These are free, by the way, if you want to look through them. But like Arizona is the first one alphabetically, and welcome Aaron, Zero, and Hartman. But like this projection, and they're just projections. So like, if you disagree with something, it's whatever. Like, so if you look at this, they think that Arizona's going to win 8.7 games, right? Like, maybe, maybe not. But Marvin Harrison, 7 touchdowns, 1,145 yards with only 83 receptions, and Trey McBride, 113.6. Like, the tight end numbers are pretty eye popping if you look at all of them. So let me know in chat if you want to go team by team, or if you want to go, and we'll kind of do like a quick run through, and then like there's an overall at the end. I feel like this would be fun for those who haven't downloaded it, but these are free, by the way. So anybody who wants to look through them themselves, yeah, six. I mean, that's very like if Trey McBride gets 6 touchdowns, he's absolutely worth his pick, right? Like no one will dispute that. Like if he gets 6 touchdowns, he's worth it. All right, so that's Arizona. Everything else seems pretty normal. James Conner, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. Like that's kind of what we expect. So some of the weird things in the projections is he only has Rice missing 3 games, and he only has Addison missing 2. So that feels a little off. So it's also weird. And Judkins wasn't missing 6. So there's some things that I don't think will be the case, which it's weird because this is updated because it has Elijah or it has Noah Fant cut as well. So, all right. So welcome, Steve, and No Cap. He has a Connor. I mean, Connor always has a year, right? He has Bijan, number 1. So this is full PPR ranks over here. Number 1, 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns, near 500 receiving yards, 60 receptions, another 2 touchdowns. That's kind of what I expect for Bijan this year, something around there. I do think he has less of a chance than the other players to get to have the absolute nutted ceiling outcome, like the 25, 26 points a game. I think you can lock in a very high point total for him, though, as well. Yeah, and 2K yards rushing. With him having that much, Tyler Algier still gets 549 yards and 4 touchdowns. So that's 16 rushing touchdowns for the team. Make that 19 with Michael Penix getting 3, which is a pretty decent number for somebody who doesn't supposedly run that much. So only 4,000 yards and 23 touchdowns. London, 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns. That feels fine. 154 targets. Mooney feels low to me. Ray feels right. Like everything here feels right to me, except for like maybe Penix gets an extra 200 yards and just tack that onto Mooney. Like Mooney gets another 140 yards or so, right around 1,000, maybe higher, and another touchdown or something. Like this team feels pretty right to me. Maybe take 50 to 100 of those yards from Pitts, but yeah, yep, absolutely. And this is just projections, right? Like, and it doesn't mean that his projections are correct either. All right, so Lamar Jackson, 891 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns, another 31 in the air. Derrick Henry, 1,532, 15 touchdowns, and in full PPR, that only puts him at running back 10. Like that right there is one reason that like on DK and drafters, I have a very hard time taking him. And he has 0 anybody else at all doing anything. like at the RB. He has Flowers doing exactly what he did last year with plus 3 touchdowns, and Bateman having 200 less yards and 3 less touchdowns, and Hopkins doing very little. Like I think that's like that. I think this is fine. And then 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns between the two tight ends, and I think this could be right. I hope it's not because I do think Bateman will have a better season than that, but who knows? Sharps lift off volume that wouldn't exist because Damian Martinez is there. K. Walker goes down, and like they pretty much like bell count a guy every week as well. I'm hearing Hodges is ahead of Ray Ray. Maybe I don't know. I know last year that wasn't the case, and they were kind of the same situation. Yeah, true. And then so now the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, 11 rushing touchdowns, nearly 600 rushing yards, 4,027. James Cook, a little regression in touchdowns, but not a ton. More rushing yards, though. And, like, it looks pretty solid. Ray Davis, I kind of expect that to be a little, like, maybe take 200 yards off of James Cook and add it to Ray Davis is kind of how I expect it to be. But this is very possible. And then this is almost exactly what I expect from this wide receiver room. Shakir and Keon Coleman, not at 1,000, but close. Coleman to get some touchdowns with fewer receptions. Like that, he tied for like the 9th most in the league last year of 40-yard receptions. So I did expect that. Palmer not doing a lot and having 3 guys get 200-ish yards kind of makes sense. I think one of those will kind of assimilate more of those yards at the end of the day. Kincaid at 680 feels fine. Yeah, it does. It does feel low. Yeah. You got to remember, like Mike Clay's projections are generally on the low side as well, which will make you question some things you're going to see. But yeah, the Josh Palmer one, like one of these 3, Elijah Moore, Curtis Samuel, or Josh Palmer, I think is definitely wrong. Like I think those are definitely wrong. But that's the Bills. We will move on to the Panthers. One of my teams that I think could regress forward. Bryce Young, 22 touchdowns, 3,800 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns, almost 300 rushing yards. I think that will be higher is one reason I'm into it. The big thing about the Panthers that I see is look at the 279 shares or attempts versus 76. I think most people believe that the split's going to be a lot different than that. But if that's the split, that is nutty. So Chuba last year, let me look it up real quick. He had, I can't spell. He had several receptions. Yeah, he had 43 receptions last year. But he only had 171 targets on those receptions. So he is used in the receiving game. He's just not good at it. He's not good at making them into yards. And so 48 for 289 means that he done a lot more. Hey, what's up, Quill? Thanks for stopping in. We are currently just going to run through team by team the Mike Clay projections, and then we'll draft some puppies. We are on the Panthers now, for those of you who are just stopping in. And if everybody wants to just start doing puppies, we can mix this in throughout the drafts. But I like until somebody like a bunch of people start screaming about it, we're going to go through it this way. Thielen, Leggett, very close to the same. I mean, that feels pretty right. Tet, 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, 120 targets. Like, I think that this makes a lot of sense. I believe in Coker, but over Leggett, but I could absolutely see this. Yeah, no, I think this is kind of what I expect from the Panthers this year, like as a whole. I think the total number of rushing yards feel about right, 1,700. I think the passing numbers feel about right. Uh, this feels set like I have quite a bit of Sanders, but that's because I have a lot of Bryce Young, and there's just a chance he's better. But this feels about right for him as well to me. Moving on to the Bears, got Caleb Williams, 25 touchdowns, 445 rushing yards, only one touchdown on that. That feels off. Swift with a bunch of the carries, 251, and only 140-ish from the rest of the group. With eight touchdowns, Roshan only 5. Receiving, like the receiving, like that also feels off. Like, yeah, I'm a Swift fader as well. So DJ Moore and Rome both 1,000 yards. So he is also historically rough on rookies. So Burden at 502. Yeah, I don't agree with the. And can everybody see the numbers, or do I need to expand it a little more? Well, that's a little much. I guess we'll have to do this. So yeah, I don't think that 37 receptions is what he's going to catch at all. And I don't know. I think the tight end numbers feel fine. Like I think underdogs over under on Caleb Williams at least a month ago when I could actually look at it. I can't even look at it anymore. It was like 36,500 or 3650 or something. So he just has it over by a little bit. I think that this total yards wise kind of makes sense. I could definitely see it playing out exactly like this, where Burden gets 502, but most of those are near the end of the season as well. Hey, welcome, Mike. So now on to the Bengals, which is the craziest thing. He has Jamar Chase with 1,121 receptions, 171 targets, and 1,600 yards, 12 touchdowns. He has Burrow, 4,600 yards, and he's usually light on his projections. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of how he projected the running back room there. I don't do projections, so like, whatever, right? Like I trust him more than me. Like I'm all on field, but Burrow 4,600 yards, 34 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns for the Naked Burrow drafters. Congratulations, you get 2. Chase Brown, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, almost all of the carries. He, like, late drafted rookies, he's usually rough on. But T. Higgins, Jamar Chase for 2,700 yards. Like, that's kind of what I expect. And Gesicki, I'm not buying the whole Zach Moss thing. Like, I'm not doing that. Yeah, that is also true. And all of these are projected for all 17 games as well. So we're projecting 90 yards a game for Jamar Chase, 121 targets, and 94 for Higgins is insane work. But I mean, to be honest, that's kind of how they're being drafted as well. So on to the Browns. Number one thing to look at, and we will get to this with the Chiefs and with the Vikings too. He has Judkins only missing 4 games. Like, that does not feel right. I believe he has Rice only missing 3 games, which does not feel right. So like I feel pretty like I don't think that any of those numbers feel right. But look at this quarterback room. Kenny Pickett, no Joe Flacco. That's kind of something to note. There's no Joe Flacco here. We got Kenny Pickett, we have Dylan Gabriel, and we have Shedeur. And I would guess that it would be Pickett the first 8 games, then Gabriel because they drafted them earlier, and then unfortunately, maybe during the playoffs, you get Shedeur. So with 13 games, we have Judkins 700 yards, 27 receptions, 188. So not really that good. Yeah, I think. But the thing is, he has them all projected for a lot. He has Jerry Jeudy almost 1,200 yards, but only 3 touchdowns. Tillman 803. Deontay 463. I also think it's the wrong call, and I have also heard that Pickett is in the lead there. I don't know if that's a reputable source, but I've heard that. And Njoku 720 for 5. So that's a lot of yards altogether for the wide receiver room. He has them for what? 2, 11. He only has 7. Yeah, 7. Okay, it's down there. 17 total touchdowns. Okay, no, it's 17. So 28 total touchdowns as a team. That is criminally that is awful. Like, that is very, very bad. That's 1 touchdown a week. But Vegas has them projected as a low scoring offense as well, so that does make sense. The QB makes no sense if Pickett was there. Yeah. The yards make sense, but they'll be trailing most games. Yeah, that is true as well. I think Gabriel is better than I think everybody's dismissive of Gabriel just because they also drafted Shedeur. I don't think they should be. I don't think they only took Shedeur they only took Gabriel to not take Shedeur. I think they took Gabriel because they liked Gabriel, and then Shedeur just happened to be there a couple rounds later when he was past where they thought he should go. But I'm not in the rooms. I don't know. Dak Prescott, 4,300, 27 touchdowns. The running back room, absolutely not what I want to see or expect to happen. 49 receptions for Javonte, 800 yards, 9 total touchdowns. Sanders basically doing nothing. Jaden Blue, not a lot. Blue only getting 14 receptions feels way off. Even as somebody who doesn't like Jaden Blue, that doesn't feel right. Then we get to what matters. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, both 1,000 yards. Lamb only 8 touchdowns, which, 8 is still a lot. And then Pickens was 7. Turpin, a little over, in total points, 91 and 92 in full PPR for Turpin and Tolbert. So one of those guys. Ferguson was 603. That feels fine as well. I think they took Gabriel because, yeah, he is absolutely somebody who'll be in there as well. That is correct. They meant 203, 604. Maybe. Yeah, because 4 yards a carry feels like – I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's 4 yards a carry for Javonte. That doesn't feel right, especially I know they took Tyler Booker and their offensive line should be improved, but where's everybody else at? They don't have – yeah, he's a little over 4 yards a carry, and Blue close to 4 yards a carry as well. So they just have them all at 4 yards a carry. Hey, what's up, JT? All right, on to the Broncos. We got Bo Nix, almost 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, but 400 yards. That feels close. I would expect, last year, I would have expected more rushing touchdowns, but I think Dobbins is going to be pretty good in the red zone. I don't like that number, but 8-10, I think these numbers are very good on the running backs. I think Harvey 800 rushing yards and 400 receiving yards with 50 receptions feels about right. 8 total touchdowns, and then Dobbins basically 900 yards and 6 touchdowns feels about right. Marvin Mims out rushing Jaleel McLaughlin is definitely fun. That is awesome. If Blue is on the field for 95 carries, I'd be shocked if he's that absolutely doesn't feel right at all. Like there are some things I've looked at and I'm like, this don't feel right. And talking through it, it definitely feels more wrong. My boy Pat Bryant only getting 34 targets and 428 yards, 3 touchdowns. I don't agree with that, but it's definitely possible. As long as they're all in week 17, I'm fine with that. 200 yards week 17 and a touchdown. We're good. Evan Ingram, 80 receptions, 715, 3. Overall, I can't really complain about, like, I can not like this number, but all the other numbers kind of make sense. I kind of think that you just flip the Mims and Bryant numbers other than the rushing. I think that's kind of where I'm at with it. The 0.8 TDs Mims got on returns. 0.8. Where is that? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, down here. He just basically runs an average. Yeah, he just runs an average. On to the Lions. We have David Montgomery still getting 850 yards, 36 receptions, but we have Jahmyr Gibbs getting almost 1,700 total yards with 14 touchdowns, and that's only good enough for running back 4. But we do know that those are going to be in big plays and probably in spikes, right? Like, yes, Bijan will have more games that he's above 20 points, but Jahmyr Gibbs will probably have more games over 30 points, right? Like that's kind of how I feel that'll happen. He has both JMO and Amon-Ra over 1,000, and then the next guy only 219 yards. Has a very, very what's the word? Condensed offense. Laporta 780 and 6. Like Goff, like this feels the closest to, like, of all the projections. I think this one makes the most sense. I could definitely say maybe shave 20 or 30 carries off Montgomery and give them to Gibbs, something like that. But we don't know. We don't know what they're going to do. Goff had a 99-yard TD run and 32 kneel downs. 67 rushing yards and a touchdown. Yeah, it was like I don't know if you remember the old Steve Bono bootleg where the entire defense got faked on the handoff. Yeah, that's not good for Tesla or Tim Patrick or anybody not named Amon and JMO. The Packers got Jordan Love, 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 2 rushing. Golden, wide receiver 1. We all know it. Jaden Reed, wide receiver 2, possible. Tucker Kraft is the big one here. 723 yards, 63 receptions, 4 touchdowns. That feels close to where I've been expecting that. And yeah, this feels pretty close. Like, and it's kind of like the way I draft it too. Like, I expect Golden to be the guy, and if Reed is there when, like, Mooney is gone, I will click him. But if Mooney's still there, I won't really. Just this, I don't know about. I personally think that they're going to run Lloyd a little more this year than Jacobs. But Jacobs can absolutely do 300 carries. But yeah, almost 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns, 300 and another 2. I mean, that feels very doable as well. Oh, you come in late. Tet was at 1,000. Um, let me find it real quick. Tet was 75, 1,006. So he has it, and basically 50 more yards and an extra touchdown. So pretty close to the same, honestly. Like total points wise, he has 38 versus 34 versus 38. So, and they get drafted completely different. All right, now on to the Texans. Joe Mixon, 1,000 with 350 yards, 13 total touchdowns. Chubb, 514. That feels like a lot to me. But I don't hate it, but it does feel like a lot to me. Stroud over 4K yards. Nico, 98, 13, 45, and 8. Higgins, for a rookie, like he usually has rookies low. He has him at 820 yards, and Kirk at only 539. And Schultz at 557. That feels a little high. I wouldn't be surprised to see some of those yards go up here, but overall, this one feels pretty reasonable. How does Damon have 1 point with all zeros? Kickoff return. Because I know he was a kickoff returner last year, so I figured that's where it was. All right, we got the interesting Colts. 10 games for Richardson, 7 games for Daniel Jones. In the 10 games, he averages 50 rushing yards and half a touchdown. And he has only 16 touchdowns thrown for 17 games. Like that's like the least bullish thing you could possibly look at, right? But then the most bullish thing you can look at is this: 358 carries, 1,653 yards, 12 touchdowns. And we know he doesn't catch the ball a lot, but like, so 13 total touchdowns, 1,600 yards. That projecting like 95-ish yards a game is insane. Like, that's just a projection from a guy who generally is conservative. He only had him listed for 14 games in the post-draft one, and he had him for over 100 yards. It was like 1,450. Yeah, and Giddens having like 0 carries doesn't feel correct either. So I could definitely see like 30, 40 of those carries going to Giddens for sure. And then Pittman edging out Downs in the thing here. And he was like everyone else, we don't know what to do with Alec Pearson and Adonai Mitchell, so let's just give them the same exact numbers: 47 targets, 25 receptions, 357 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But he has Adonai with 78 points, not 73, because he has a 30 yards rushing there. And then Tyler Warren, 600 yards, 4 touchdowns with 0 rushing touchdowns. Like, you kind of hope. So Tyler Warren really wants Daniel Jones to be the quarterback because then he has a better chance to get some rushing touchdowns. Yeah, he did not play in like any of them. Yeah, no. They're gonna call timeouts just to rest him. All right, we got Trevor Lawrence, 4,200. ET. So this is a very interesting thing. He has Tootin only 68 rushes, and he has all of the rushes between the other two. But he has Bigsby is the guy with 700, ETN with 540. he basically has them all as crap, right? Like you got 37 and 40 and 62. He didn't want to make any predictions. He just kind of projected that ETN will be in there as the lead, but get all the receiving work. Bigsby can't receive, so give him a bunch of yards. The important thing is BTJ 1,300, almost 100, and Travis Hunter almost 1,000 as well. I missed that. Was that what he had? Yeah. Yeah, he did. Yeah. And yeah, Bigsby caught 7 balls last year. But 17, like Bigsby last year caught 7. So 17 receptions for Tank Bigsby would be insane. And then Bretton Strange, 583 and 3. On to the Chiefs. The craziest projection out here is Rashee Rice, 14 games. Like, I know that some of us have heard that in the building they believe it's 2 to 4 games. And then outside of the building, everyone's saying 6 to 8 or whatever. So, like, there's really nobody has any idea. But the boldest prediction on this entire thing is Rashee Rice only getting 3 games. But he also doesn't have Rashee Rice really being near as involved as, like, I believe he will be if he were there. But, I mean, that's still fine. That's still like 1,100. Like, if that was over 17 games, that's like almost 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns, right? So, but Worthy getting 113 rushing yards, 1,000 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns total, and 1,100 yards feels really good for the mid-third, fourth round. They were trailing game scripts last year, yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think 17 makes any sense. They have T-Law 22. Yeah, that doesn't feel right either. And they only have them 13, 23, so 36 total touchdowns for the season. I mean, so their offensive line isn't great either. So, yeah, Kareem Hunt getting 400 yards, like ruining Pacheco there. Like, Pacheco getting 43 receptions. Like, I still think Pacheco's a fine click where he goes with these numbers. It's not a great click. I think Pacheco will get 1,000 yards this season. And then nothing on Brashard Smith. Like, but he's a late drafted rookie as well. But Marquise Brown, 750 yards, 5 touchdowns, 50 receptions. And Kelsey doing what Kelsey does. Chargers, we have a 2/3 split, a 65% rushing share for Hampton. So we got 1,000 yards, 300 receiving yards, 12 touchdowns. I would be happy with that. I think his ceiling is absolutely higher. Najee 554, 5 touchdowns, and another receiving. That feels plausible as well, and probably not that bad at 130, right? Herbert 4,200, 25, 3 rushing. Ladd is wide receiver 13 in these projections. I understand that. I just think that Ladd has a high, like a good chance to like massively exceed. And at full PPR, he should be worth more than an underdog as well, right? That's at least 1,500 passing. I don't think so. I think that they're going to just be a very good offense. And then nothing here. But Quentin Johnston and Trey Harris, both 750 to 805. I mean, this feels about right for the wide receiver room for what I believe is going to happen. The Rams, we got Puka as wide receiver 3 overall, 1,520 yards, 7 touchdowns. Devontae Adams for almost 1,209. Like, I really think that the offense is going to be awesome. Kyron Williams, like, he's got 1,377 rushing yards and 14 total touchdowns, like 1,500 total yards. I mean, that feels really good if you believe he's actually going to get that. I think Jarquez Hunter is going to eat into those carries massively, but we'll see. That actually has to happen. My boy Tyler Higbee with 482 yards, 4 touchdowns. I think the only thing I will argue with here is the rushing share that Kyron Williams has, but that's what it's been the last few years. So we are not in a puppy queue. We were going to people wanted to go team by team on the Mike Clay projections, and then we'll do puppies. We are a little over halfway. So we got Ashton Genty, 1,300 yards, almost 500 more in the air, 10 total touchdowns. Yeah, he had he has 4,000, almost 4,500 yards for Stafford, right? Like I've said several times, I think the Rams could easily be a top 5 offense. So, he has Jacoby Myers at 965, Besh at that, and then Trey Tucker with more than Thornton. I don't agree with that. But Brock Bowers, 1,133 yards, 6 touchdowns, 108 receptions. If he does that, he's probably worth a second-round pick. Like, just plain and simple, based on how many more points he's going to have than everyone else. So, that is the Raiders. Yeah, I like seeing that as well. I don't know what Sladen is saying he's nuts on. Like, there are some things I think he's nuts for, and other things I'm like, that kind of makes some sense. But he's one of the most accurate people in the business doing it. So, from what I've heard, I think he's reasonably accurate. We got Tua, 4,500 yards, 100 rushing yards. Like, pray every single time he does that. All 35 of these rushing attempts, pray for him. We got Devon Achane, 74 receptions, 560 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1,000 rushing. So 13 total touchdowns, RB5 in full PPR. Yeah, a wild disco appears. We are running through the Mike Clay projections right now, just to do something a little different. Tyreek Hill and Waddle, both 1,000 yards. And yes, Darren Waller's incredibly bullish, 667 yards on Darren Waller, who may be replaced by Noah Fant, is what people think. He's absolutely NWI over Malik Washington is the other thing to look at this. He's projecting 5 touchdowns, 530 yards. Buy it as Pharaoh Brown. Absolutely. Vikings, he has 4,200 yards there. Aaron Jones and Mason basically splitting carries, and Aaron Jones getting all the receiving work, which is what we expect. The thing I don't agree with is that Aaron Jones having the 5 rushing touchdowns and Mason only 3. I think it could just be like 4 and like 7. Like, I think Mason's going to have a lot of rushing touchdowns, but we'll see. All 1,450 and 11 with 116 receptions for JJ. Like, look at how condensed he has this offense. JJ 1,450, Addison 830 with only missing 2 games, by the way. And Hawkinson almost 800 yards. that is like 90% of the passing game in just those three players. And I think that's something that's possible to happen. I really think that is something that could end up happening. So just something to kind of look at there. Patriots, he has Steph Diggs at 810, which I think is very low. Kyle Williams and Demario Douglas, kind of the same, 46-ish receptions between 520 and 580. And then just a ton of other people getting some yards. Hooper being annoying. Hunter Henry almost 600 yards. The Drake May only 2 rushing touchdowns is maybe the wildest prediction I think he has. Like, I'm expecting this number to be like 8 this year. I don't know what the rest of you think, but I'm thinking this number should be like 8, especially if it's almost 600 rushing yards. Like, I personally have May having closer to 700 rushing yards and like 8 touchdowns, but he does have him throwing for 3,600 yards. It's just spread out all over the place. He has this room looks exactly like the Denver room, by the way. Travion leading in both, but double the receptions. Keyshawn, yeah, Booty isn't even on there. Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah, I think 6 to 8 touchdowns kind of makes more sense for me. I don't know what I think overall of this, but I think Diggs only having 4 touchdowns also doesn't feel right. Like, I think they're going to score more touchdowns as a whole is kind of what I think. All right, we are to the Saints. He has Spencer Rattler starting 6 and Tyler Shuck starting 11. 2 rushing touchdowns for Shuck. Kamara was 71 receptions, 572 yards, 900 rushing yards. Kendre Miller as the 2. Clyde Edwards-Helaire as the 3. And poor Devin Neal all the way down here. He is the guy who projects ESPN's rankings. It's Mike Clay. I'm pretty sure historically he's really positive. Like, I've not went and fact checked that, but I'm pretty sure he's reasonably accurate. And generally he's conservative. From what I'm seeing this year, it doesn't look near as conservative. Like, the Patriots looked conservative, but some of the other teams, like projecting Jamar Chase for 121 receptions, is not conservative at all. So, yeah, like Kendre Miller there. Chris Olave, 1,000 yards. Rashid Shaheed, close. Like, I felt like Shaheed's been the better click the entire time. And especially in best ball, where the spike matters more, the 62 receptions with the 900 yards is going to create more spikes. Chris Olave famously struggles to get 20-point games. Juwan Johnson, 500 yards. You can get that in around 18. And Brandon Cooks, also 500 yards. I sprinkle him in here and there whenever I get shut out of quarterback and I need to and the Juwan Johnson gets taken after I take Shuck. I'll just mix in some Brandon Cooks. I'm not saying it's a great thing to do. When your buddy drafts Pacheco round 2 and you get Drake May round 14, and Pacheco was only projected for 800 and some yards. Yeah, and no Taysom Hill listed. That's a good point. He is coming off an ACL tear, and he's 34, right? I think he's going to be 35 when he starts. Russell Wilson starting 8 games. Jackson Dart starting 9. Tyrone Tracy leading with 210 carries. Scatterboo with 159. 6 rushing touchdowns to 4. I could see the rushing being that, but I do think that Scatterboo will get the goal line carries. The receiving being about the same. I could see this being what happens. I personally think that Scatterboo will eclipse Tracy, but I could absolutely see that. Yeah, and no Cam Akers. That's also a good point. I missed that. Isn't Moreau? Yes. Yes, I believe he is. Neighbors, 107 target or receptions, 1,408. Wandale, 70 receptions, 675 and 2. Slayton, another 600 yards. That's a lot of receiving yards for 3 players on a team that's not supposed to be that good. Because he has them at 26th in NFL ranked for projected wins. Theo Johnson, 547 yards. Like, I think that this could be the year that he takes the leap. I honestly don't have a big problem with anything here. I just think that Tracy and Scadaboo should be flipped, but that's more of a – I think everything else makes sense, like the total number of rushes and receptions and stuff like that. Yeah, I like he had Rashee Rice projected for 14 games. So like he had Rashee Rice projected for less games before he had the plea deal. Yeah, and no Fedone. Sorry, guy. Slayton could have. Yeah, I mean that would be the worst run out, wouldn't it? For all of us taking him, he has that, and then no more. Then it's the what's his name, Smith Marquette era, because he's been practicing with him. All right, we got Justin Fields, 823 yards, 7 rushing touchdowns. Like that feels more like if you have 500 rushing touchdowns like Drake May, you shouldn't have 2. Like that feels more correct. 3,300 passing yards feels like a lot for him. Breece Hall hits 1,000 yards for the first time in his career. Only 5 touchdowns, 421 and 2. Garrett Wilson, 1,165. And then we all know what the back end of that looks like. And then I agree that this will be the number 2 target on the team, Mason Taylor. I have a bunch of them. And I think it's more of by a necessity than a skill thing. And he is the son of a NFL great as well. I think Dart would do well with Slayton. Yeah, no, I do too. I'm just talking. 100 for Lazard and Reynolds less seems to be high, but yeah, like he's throwing darts at a wall there, right? Josh Reynolds, Alan Lazard, yeah. Like when you think your team looks bad, just go look at the Jets wide receiver 2. You'll feel better about whatever your team is trotting out. The Reynolds projection is a little crazy. I do agree. But like what are you like if he took half of those yards and put them on Alan Lazard, wouldn't it be more crazy? Like maybe he puts like 150 of those yards and all 3 of him of Lazard, Reynolds, and Corley all have 250 yards. Like maybe like he's just like adding some yards, right? So Saquon, 1,600 yards, 11 touchdowns. I do not agree that he will get 48 receptions. Like I absolutely do not think that will happen. Will Shipley will be in the role for that. Saquon can catch, but number 1, Jalen Hurts doesn't tend to throw to his running backs that much. And number 2, Saquon for the entire year last year had 33 receptions. So I'll argue that a little. A.J. Brown, 1,342 feels a little high to me, but very possible. They are very condensed. Almost 1,000 for Devonta Smith and 6 touchdowns. And with 88 receptions. Like he has A.J. Brown on 3 more receptions having 400 more yards. 3 more receptions, 350 more yards, I guess. That feels a little insane to me. But A.J. Brown is maybe the best red zone, like I'm going to take the ball from you guy in the league. Goddard at 683 yards feels very like I think that 600-ish is right. Close to 700 feels Like if he's trying to project low, like I think that feels a little high, but I could see that being very close to the number. Yeah, and at these numbers, 88 receptions, 997 yards, and 6 touchdowns, you give me that at the back end of the fourth, fifth round, like I'm happy with that. Steelers, the projection that I opened my eye the most is this. Caleb Johnson, 1,107 yards, 261 carries, with 29 receptions, 212 yards. He has Jalen Warren at 400 receiving yards. So he has 1,000 yards there and 1,300 yards there. So 2,300 yards on the offense is going through those two running backs, which tracks, right? And then Calvin Austin, 427. This feels pretty much right on what I expect DK Metcalf to do. Jonnu and Freiermuth getting the same 550 to 570-ish, 3 touchdowns each. I don't think there's a whole lot to argue with in this group. Like, I think 1,100 yards for the rookie running back feels like a bold prediction. And I don't think their offensive line is like elite, but it could happen. Arthur Smith has had good RBs previously. Sam Darnold, 4,000 yards. Kenneth Walker, who's screaming up boards right now, 1,145, 51 reception, 370. Charbonnet, 449. What they don't know is that Damian Martinez is going to have about 8,000 yards this year. So they're all dust. Martinez is the man. You heard it here first. No, I actually like this. This makes a lot of sense. Kenneth Walker, playing all 17 games feels a little extreme. Like, we haven't seen that yet, but hopefully for him, that's the case. JSN, 90 receptions, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Cup, 78, 937, and 5. I don't believe that. Like, I think you could take like 200 yards off of that and add it to Scantling's. But it is possible that happens. It could just be that the two old guys, Sam Darnold and Cooper Kupp, like hang out all the time. Elijah Arroyo, 561. And yeah, as you see, he has the cut there. He has 561 and 4. San Francisco, he has 1,700 or 1,800 total yards for CMC. Isaac Garendo, 500 total yards. CMC only 12 touchdowns on 1,800 yards, though. Brock Purdy, 4,600 yards. Jennings, 1,000. Pearsall, 940. Ayuk, 530. George Kittle, 1,007. The number 1 receiver is George Kittle. And the number 3 receiver or 4 receiver is CMC. Now, the most important thing is it's pretty condensed. Well, like at the end of this, you've seen the tight end total sheet, right? Like Kittle and McBride. I don't think we went over. I just kind of glanced over this. We're going to go back to it. I glanced over this because of the Harrison thing. Trey McBride. Oh, yeah. Trey McBride, 1,000 with 6 and 1. Or as tight end 1. So, like, yes, if Kittle's entire round and a half cheaper, he's probably a steal. I had 15% of him until he went to the 3-4 turn, and I'm starting to take him again a little bit. So, yeah, whenever you look at the total list at the end, you'll see a big gap between the top 3 and then Hawkinson, who's at 780. So there's 3 guys with 1,000 yards projected, and then 2 guys that are over 700, and then like another 8 guys in the 550 to 600 range. So like there's like 3 different tiers. We got Mike Evans 1,000, Godwin 800 with 6 with only 13 games. Got Egbuka at 600. Bucky, 1,200 yards, 53 receptions, 409. Like, that feels good. And this is kind of what I expect. Like, I have a lot of Rachaad White, but this feels about right. 500 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, 200. Probably, I think you'll have a few more receiving yards and a couple, like maybe 1 or 2 more touchdowns, but I think that's fair. I think this whole team is fair. Otton, 540. He had Rashee Rice at 9, missing 3 games, and he had Worthy at 980 yards and Rice at like 960 or something. So he had them pretty much neck and neck, with Rice missing less games than he's going to miss, most likely. Like that, as I said, that was the boldest prediction, is that he's projecting only a 3-game suspension. I think there's a realm it's 4, but I don't know. Well, I'm just ready to find out. We got Cam Ward, 3,800 yards as a rookie. That feels very bullish. 2 rushing, 23. Pollard, 1,000 yards. Spears, 500. Both 300 receiving yards, 40-ish receptions. That feels fine. Calvin Ridley, been underpriced since the big board. And then, just like the Jets, what do? We just throw 200 yards on everyone and then pray that nobody breaks out and that we're close, right? Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Yeah, and Restrepo, he doesn't have him making the team. We got Chig and Gunnar Helm, but yeah, I personally don't. I'm pretty sure Cam Ward's going to want his boy over Mason Kinsey and Jaquan Johnson. And then the last team, we have the Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels, 800 rushing yards, 7 touchdowns. Zach Ertz, 58, 513 and 5. That feels fine. Terry McLaurin, 1,150 for 7, 86. Debo. So I've faded Debo for a while. I would be perfectly fine with this stat line for what I've done with Debo. 120 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, another 5, so 7 total touchdowns, a little over 1,000 total yards, like as wide receiver 41. Brian Robinson, a little under 1,000 yards, a few receptions. Eckler, 53 receptions, 443 yards. Like, this is why I have 19%, especially in full PPR. Like, he's going to have a standalone role no matter what. And Jeremy McNichols and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt fighting over the last 50 rushes. So we will go to this real quick. And this just shows, like, just a glance of where everybody is. Bijan 1 and all that. And there's the total points right here. So you can kind of see, like, what he projects and where the tiers break. So, like, the thing to look at here is the tight ends, though. Like, you have 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. You have 227 yard, or 259, 257, 227, and then a 30-point gap, and then basically a 10-point gap, and then another 5-point gap. So, like, these top 5, like, from Kittle to number 7 is a 50-point gap. This is full PPR, by the way. And then there's just a logjam of people from Kelsey, like Kelsey at 176 to, like, all the way down to, like, Darren Waller, which is aggressive. But, like, I don't know, Hunter Henry, like, basically Loveland. Like, that group feels like where the value is. But anyway, we are done going through that. Now it is puppy time. We will be drafting a puppy 2. I'm bringing it up on my phone. I don't know if that's something you guys enjoyed. I just wanted to do something a little different today. Um, drafting teams is awesome, and I enjoy it. But these came out, I think, yesterday. So I just wanted to look through them, kind of talk through them, see what everybody thought. And these aren't like facts, right? These are just one guy's opinion of how the NFL season is going to go. Some things I think made sense. Other things I think did not make sense. But all right, we are in the Puppy 2 Street, a 20-second pick clock, and we will enter in 10 seconds. I agree. Waller over Pitts. Oh, Lord. Waiting on 2. Draft starting soon. I'm letting all of my picks time out on my slows to try to hear more news. So if you're on my slows, know that I'm taking my entire clock. It's what's going to happen. All right, we are in. We got 0 in the 10. We got the 7. Money Mike in the 6. Peanut Punch in the 4. I like it. Yep. So I fully rage baited. What do you mean? Oh, you feel fully rage baited. So while we're here, I'm gonna show you a team I drafted earlier today. So the thing I talked about wanting to do yesterday, I tried. Let me know what you think of this team. I pulled Derrick Henry up to the 9 to get the week 15 Derrick Henry T. Higgins. And I ended up getting the Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin stack. So I just went Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, Henry, Brian Robinson, Scadaboo, Ray Davis, Miles Sanders, and Taj Brooks. Wide receivers, T. Higgins, Terry McLaurin, Rome, Steph Diggs, Bateman, Jack Besh, and Yoshi Boss. And then we got Gesicki, Zach Ertz, and Loveland. So we got a double stack or triple stack with Brian Robinson, Ertz, and Terry McLaurin. And then we got a triple stack with Gesicki, Yoshi, and T. Higgins. And we have some Week 17 bring back as well. Like, I wanted to do one team that was like that to see if it looked fine. I think it feels a little weak. But, like, I think it – and there's a lot of draft capital at quarterback. I didn't expect JD5 and Burrow will be very, very rare, right? Especially with T. Because, like, for a while, like every once in a while, you'll see Jaden Daniels fall to like the 4 or 5 turn, or you used to. We don't have that happening very much anymore. So, yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. Like the 6th running back felt good. It's definitely going to be a unique team for sure. Late to the party, I am taking Franklin over Bryant. Less drafted. I mean, that's not a bad way to do it. I've been tapering off on my Pat Bryant. At this point, I'm just waiting for some camp news. I'm like 90% certain that we will get the news before the end of preseason that Pat Bryant is the wide receiver in 2 wide receiver sets. But if we don't get that news, it might be a while before the Pat Bryant shares do anything. So I got 19 or 20%. So I feel like I might as well wait. I'm sure I won't get Puka or the Puka London thing. London never falls all the way back. Never falls all the way back. We're going to take some Bowers. I am. I know some people like. I know Steve's not a big fan of the elite tight ends. I've always. So Brock Bowers and Trey McBride are two of my higher drafted tight ends, especially an underdog. I do it less on drafters, but for underdog, I do really like them. Um, especially in the contests that are like the thinner advance, like the 1 of 6s, or like the German Shepherd, which is like 2 of 12, like pushing them to the finals where they can get a massive point total is easier. So I do actually like them even more in those contests. Um, and then like yeah, I do I like them. And looking at the difference in the projections, like that's kind of what I thought would happen, like with those projections. And it makes sense that George Kittle is the number one target on the Niners as well. Like just with everything that's happened, um, he. The problem is the only problem with George Kittle is he is a very good blocker, and their offensive line had a lot of injury last year. Even with that, he had a great season, but they're like worst case scenario, he has to stay in line and block a little more. And if CMC is healthy, I could see that being something that they're asking him to do more and trying to run the ball even more than they did last year. All right, we will. I think we're just going to pull up Worthy here. Yeah, we're going to do this. I don't love it, especially in a contest where Worthy was going here a lot, but it will give me a different combination of players because, like, you're not going to have very many Xavier Puka with Xavier Worthy and Tet, right? Like, that's going to be pretty rare for a contest that's almost full at this point. Or like DJ Moore or James Cook, right? Like, one of the guys who have been in the middle of the third round with I guess Worthy randomly fell to the fifth as well, like, which I absolutely never understood, like at all. But what do you guys think about Kenneth Walker just screaming up boards? Like Kenneth Walker being a early for a mid fourth round pick now versus where he was. I think that's pretty wild. To just all of a sudden, like in a day, no news came out. Like there was no news on it, right? Like I don't understand why all of a sudden he just screamed up the boards. Like may, at all. I prefer Kamara over Kenneth. I still prefer Chuba. Like, oh, is that what's going on? Okay. I mean, I was always kind of like a little out on Sharps, because like Walker never has the big injuries, right? Like he hasn't, but he does miss time every season, or he has been missing time every season. I I mean people. Oh, that I've heard people giving like a Jaden Daniel or a not Jaden Daniels. Man, I kind of. All right, we got Ted. I like Jaden there is probably the pick I like the most. I've been taking a lot of elite quarterback the last day or two, so I would like to build a team that I'm not doing that as well. And I was perfectly fine with whoever I got there between Tet and DJ Moore. I took DJ Moore on 2 of the 3 puppies I did earlier today. So what percent are we at? We are at 93%. Very nice. And by the way, JT Bestball was in here earlier. For those of you who are not, go subscribe to him. And if you do and you enjoy my content, I will be live on his stream late tonight. I believe it is at 10 p.m. Central Time. So I look forward to that. It's always a good time whenever we get together. We've been looking at like doing some kind of a weekly show at some point. Not sure when that's going to happen, but like it's kind of we've just been talking about it. Been hard to like pin down a time with his schedule and my schedule, but I can make at least one night a week at night. So I'm sure we'll figure something out. Kyron Williams and Walker, I'm out on this year. Yeah, like the Kyron Williams projection did scare me a little, but I was out on him when he was I'm fine with him where he kind of goes at like 41 when he falls now. I think it's fine to mix in, but I still don't like it. Do I want Joe Mixon here? I think we want Joe Mixon. I was very, very in on Joe Mixon for a long time, and I've got a little less exposure now. And I wouldn't mind getting back up to double the field on Mixon. I do believe that offense will be decent this year. I'd rather take the upside with Hampton, Tet, or Kittle. Yeah. I mean, but if he gets just what he had last year, right? Like, Kyron Williams has destroyed the last couple of years, or been very good. Not destroyed it, but he had 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns, 16 total touchdowns. The year before that, he had like the same. And he's projected for more this season, but the offense is supposed to be better. I just think that they weren't lying whenever they said that they drafted Jarquez Hunter to add explosives to their offense. Breaking news, Phillip Rivers officially retired. I thought he was retired for 12 seasons. I did not know. He's probably still yelling at the Chiefs sideline. Man, I love the fiery competitor that Phillip Rivers was. Like, as a KC fan, I absolutely respected him yelling and screaming at all of our players. Like, I thought it was great. Like, I really did. I do appreciate that, to be 100% honest. I think we can fit. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go Addison here. He got 28 kids. He's actually just yelling at them. Mixon over the RB that were left, in your opinion, for sure. Yeah, I think Mixon over Walker is fine. I think Mixon over Chuba is fine. I think those three are, and Kamara are, and I personally have like Connor and Travion like at the back end of that tier, and I have Harvey behind them myself. I can't get into Harvey that deep. I don't know what my Harvey exposure is. It's fine. It's like 6% or something. Yeah, 6%. Like, basically when I see it dip under like 6.5, I take a share. I don't think he's a bad pick, but I think Travion is absolutely the better pick. So I've been, and I let people talk me out of that. And last year I let people talk me out of Saquon Barkley being a good pick. And then I took like 0 of them. So I'm going to just start taking the guy I like more and Travion Henderson every time over RJ Harvey. RJ Harvey, talent-wise, is nowhere close to Travion Henderson. And I do expect this offense to be a lot better this year. Now, Denver's going to have a better offense overall, but can't take Connor, RJ over Travion. I can take Connor over Travion. I kind of like Connor more than both of them, honestly. Like James Conner just does what he does every year, and he's disrespected every year. So do we do all right. Do I want how much golden do I have with them? 9%, Jacoby. Let's just I don't take a lot of Jacoby. We'll take a Jacoby share here. Few picks past ADP. We got the team stack there. I think that's perfectly fine. So through 7, we have Joe Mixon, Puka, Worthy, Tet, Jordan Addison, Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers fits really well with a rookie who possibly starts off slow, Jordan Addison, who will definitely be suspended. So I really like the texture of this wide receiver room. And we got Brock Bowers, elite tight end. Probably I have a decent amount. Like how much Worthy do you think I have? Like just because I thought that Rice was the better pick, assuming that he wasn't going to take a plea deal, like I wasn't out on Worthy at any point. Like I've been overweight Xavier Worthy. I'm just not like extremely overweight Xavier Worthy. Oh, did he? You want a golden because don't lie. You want a golden because you're a Packers fan. Don't act like you wanted that because you have the Ravens on your team. You wanted that because you are a Packers fan. I will see through your tricks, sir. You won't get it past me. Oh, you're fading Reed? Yeah. Yeah, I think we just go hero running back Joe Mixon here. We'll take old Patrick Mahomes, few picks past ADP. And we're just gonna hit running back really hard. like our next probably 4, maybe 5 picks, probably next 4 picks for sure, gonna be RBs. I'm gonna have 5 running backs before Rico, sir. Like I promise you. No, I'm not that high. I got like my overall exposures are a little more tapered. I think I got like 11 or 12, 13%. 12.4. Like, yeah, I've always liked him. And in big board, so in big board, before we knew that like the trial was set for later in the year, like after the season, I'm pretty sure I've heard you say a number. I think the number was 40%. Which would be in line with your insane Xavier Worthy take. Like, I'm not saying it can't hit. I think the whole floor conversation of that take, like the ceiling conversation, I get, but the floor take, I'm not there. Is all. Like, doesn't mean you can't end up being right, but I'm gonna guess a minimum like 28, 29%. So yeah, we got I think taking Mahomes there kind of makes a lot of sense. All of these other or quarterbacks I can take very, very late. No, you're not insane. I try to like I do think that on drafters specifically, on marathon style formats, like player takes are like it's more beneficial to have the player takes than it is on underdog, where you just need a single week production, right? Um, we're gonna go ahead and take Tyrone Tracy here, balance out the Scadaboo portfolio a little bit. I don't take very much Tracy, but I've been mixing it in a little bit. Hey, what's up, sir? Nice. I watched your stream earlier from might have been yesterday. So I do need to go back. Like I watched the first like 12 rounds before something come up. I need to go back and finish it. But yeah, you guys were all about it. Oh, good question. All right. We got 30 votes on the poll. Who am I most wrong on? My majorly in on Pat Bryant, 27%. Saquon out till pick 6, only 10%. Josh Allen being the third quarterback behind Jaden Daniels, that's 33%. And Jarquez Hunter being my highest exposed player, that is also 30%. So nobody cares about Saquon, and everyone cares about everything else. And everyone basically just thinks I'm crazy all the way around. And I'll take that. It's probably deserved. You voted Saquon? No. I mean, so number one, there's two parts to this. Worthy, yeah, like I'm fine with whatever. In big board, I was pulling Worthy up because I was pulling Worthy way up. Like I was expecting a suspension at that point, and then the court date got set later, like in the middle of the season. So I was expecting no court date. Yeah, we do Dobbins. That's also a bring back. That fits perfectly. So I was actually bringing Worthy up to the 2-3 turn with Jamar Chase before the Texas thing happened, where Worthy got the domestic thing that like instantly got debunked. Yeah, and for those who don't know, Stat ATL has a channel. He's got 7,000 subscribers. I'm assuming you do like clips and content a lot, like more like shorts and stuff. I haven't seen you live stream much, but he's got it's 1 week season, I believe is the name of it. So if you want more content, you can go over there as well. Yep. Yeah, so but with Rice, like I was buying the fact that the court date was set later in the year, and the NFL doesn't suspend in midseason unless it's like an in-game infraction. Now, there's been cases like the Ray Rice thing. Apparently, it's just Rice's that like all of them since Jerry bad seeds, right? Like maybe that's what it is. Maybe Jerry took all the goodness from the rest of the Rices, but I don't know. I'm just out here creating conspiracies, I guess. But after the Ray Rice thing, like the Ravens cut him, and I believe he got put on the exempt list then. Like the team, like, and the same with the Kareem Hunt thing. Like he got cut from the team, and then the suspension thing, like, and then the actual suspension, I don't think was served until the following season. But they got put on a list. I would have to go back and double check that. I believe that's how those situations played out. Must be anti-Chinese food with the rice slander. I am absolutely against Chinese food. You caught me. Yeah. Man, Tajay Spears is such a good click. Yeah, so let's see. We've kind of came back at running back. We got Joe Mixon, we got Tracy, we got Dobbins, we got Tajay Spears. Like Mixon is the stud of the room. I just need one of those three guys to produce every week. I don't feel like for waiting as long as I did, I don't feel that bad about it. I have a hard time even not taking naked Herbert at 127 though, but I absolutely needed a third running back, so we went ahead and took it. I want to thank everybody for coming out and watching. We got 29 viewers. We have 34 watching on X. For those of you who are watching on X, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube side, it would do me a lot. It would help me a lot to come on over and hit that sub button. We are sipping on the Welch's Grape Ghost. It is a 0-carb energy drink, and they are delicious. They are very good. Yeah, but come on over and smash the sub. At 500 subs, I will be doing a 12-hour live stream, and as long as that happens before the season with contest open, I would do one if there was enough stuff to do. Mid-season, if it happened, maybe like a massive review of all the teams or something, if people wanted something like that. So I think this room kind of fit, like Tootin fits this room very, very well. I need some upside. Like I got some guys here, like Dobbins, who should definitely have a role. Tracy, who might have a role. And like I said, I'm going to make this team a little bit of a hedge on my Scatterboo position. My wide receivers are awesome. I might just smash Geno with my next pick. Might just take Bryce Young. Might take Matt Stafford. I don't know. The world, nobody knows. No, absolutely nobody knows. Wife wants to know more about this energy drink. What about it? Like it's just a ghost energy drink. It's Welch's grape, Welch's grape soda flavor basically. 0 carbs, 100% vitamin C, 90 milligrams, 1.7 milligrams B6, vitamin B12, 2.4 MCG. I don't even know what that is. All I know is it tastes, if you like purple drink, it tastes delicious. Absolutely delicious. It is going wonderfully. Grape soda, like I kind of got to be in the mood for grape soda, but when it hits really good. I can't do like a lot of the ghosts taste really good. I didn't like the Swedish Fish one, but some people either love or hate the Swedish Fish ghost. I'm on the I don't like it side, but I know a lot of people really, really do like it. Looks like we're stuck with I was gonna try to take 2. I'm hoping like this may end up just being a 2 quarterback build here. And not the 2 I would like to end at. If this energy drink was in best ball, all right. So V8 Fusion, orange pineapple. Actually, they had a limited edition V8 Fusion. By the way, these are actual energy drink, like they're just juices. During Christmas last year, for 3 months, they had a apple cider, and it was absolutely insanely good. Tasted just like fresh made apple cider. I don't know if you guys have ever had fresh apple cider, but my family, like we live next to an apple orchard or pretty close to one. And we would go out there and we had our own press to make our own cider. And talk about awesome. Fresh apple cider is amazing. And these energy drinks tasted exactly like apples, like fresh apple cider. Um, but other than that, like I like the V8 Fusion orange pineapple the most. Second best is the black cherry to me. And then it goes to like this. I don't know if it's this ghost. I really like the C4, um, just the cherry popsicle one. I've had enough of it though that like it's almost old at this point. So I try to not get it all the time. All right, so we will sort by ADP. We're gonna take. We're actually just gonna pull up Sam Darnold. Take a naked quarterback here. Um, we have the Tet McMillan on this team. Love the Alanu and Cherry Slush. I actually haven't got into the Alanus. Are they also like the ones I want? I want the zero carb ones. Like if it's zero carbs, I'll try them. So the Rainstorm Harvest Grape is actually really good as well. It's not zero carbs, but it's pretty good. 101 is the Ghost Cherry Limeade. 102 is Orange Creamsicle. Like some of the creamsicles are really good. Blue Slush Alani and the Cherry Slush. So the Alanis. Is that the same one? Cherry Slush and the blue. I'm assuming those are different ones. I will. I'll try them. But yeah, I have a mini fridge right next to me, and I usually stock it up with energy drinks. All right, so I think Wandale kind of fits this room reasonably well. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take Wandale Robinson there. So we have a team stack with Tyrone Tracy and Wandale with the bring back for Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, and Geno Smith. We have Patrick Mahomes. With the J.K. Dobbins bring back with the Xavier Worthy stack. We have Sam Darnold with the naked Sam Darnold with the Tet McMillan bring back. But so I've noticed that Seattle plays the Rams week 15 or 16. So I kind of like taking a Seattle player here and there now. When I take Puka. Zero calories, zero sugar. Good. I figured that you weren't into the sugary ones either. So this isn't zero sugar. It is 2 grams of carbs in the entire can. It's total sugar 0, but there are 2 grams of carbs in the entire can. So I guess it's not zero carb. It's just very, very low on the carbs. Naheem Sign chart. That's the only question I have is did Najee see that? Or not? Do you think Najee's seen that? And do you think Najee is scared? All right, we do have double bye week, but that's why I took the naked Darnold with the Elijah Arroyo. Yeah, Najee didn't see it coming, did he? Right? Yeah, I it's all in jest. Like, I hope Najee is fine. Honestly, like I really do. That doesn't make it. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um, but yeah, we got so I'm actually in the wild camp. I'm not opposed to taking 3 tight ends with a Brock Bowers. That doesn't mean I'm going to, but if I feel like I have a free roster spot, I I don't mind it. All right, so I've been trying to take a little less Jarquez Hunter. Um, and I try to take no Thornton, but I do want some upside here. I was kind of hoping for Brashard Smith. I mean, I think Hunter is the pick here, though. I really do. Like, it's a team stack. It's a double bring back for the Sam Darnold, Elijah Arroyo we got. So I definitely need a wide receiver with my last pick. The one thing I am not in is I'm still not going to take any Jalen Royals. If it beats me, it beats me. Um, I will own it. I didn't love him as a prospect. I hated even more that Kansas City took him uh, when we could have drafted anything else that would have helped our team more. We did not need wide receiver. Even if Rice was going to be suspended, we didn't need a wide receiver. Um, I just like we absolutely probably needed more offensive line or a running back or defensive line, but wide receiver was not where we needed help. So I'm still upset about that. I'm cool on Royals, but the time he figures out the offense, yeah, that's kind of the other thing. Like the Andy Reid offenses, people generally have a hard time learning, right? Like it most of these players don't like just it takes them till like week 12 or so as rookies to learn the offense. I'm not, and maybe that's more of a testament to like Rasheed Rice and Xavier Worthy's ability to learn the playbook. Maybe it's not that they couldn't, but they were just slow at it. And maybe Royals is a genius at it. But like, I'm going to guess that the same thing that happened with the other 2 players is more likely to happen with this player. And absolutely, like once he gets back, uh, Royals has to beat out Hollywood, Kelsey, Xavier Worthy, and Rasheed Rice. Like, all right, so we finished with a 3-6-7-2. We will take a 0 at tight end on week 8. That is fine. We got Patrick Mahomes, Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, running backs, Joe Mixon, Tyrone Tracy, J.K. Dobbins, Tajay Spears, and then a couple shots, Bashal Tootin, Jarquez Hunter, and wide receivers, Puka, Xavier Worthy, Tet McMillan, Jordan Addison, Jacoby Myers, Wandell Robinson, Troy Franklin, tight ends, Bowers and Arroyo. I like it. Franklin, yeah, we did it for you, AZ. We did it for you. All right, so 0 here, 3-5-7-3. Lamar, Tua, Russ. I don't mind it. Your second quarterback wasn't until very late, and then in the last round you possibly add points. I'm assuming you have neighbors or something. Achan, Hampton, Travion, Rashad White, Shipley. That is a fantastic running back room. I built one almost exactly like this earlier today, actually. Wide receivers, Malik, you get the Zayfall, Jaden Reed for the bring back, Egbuka for the bring back, Rashid Shaheed, Bateman. You get Andrews, you've got Likely. So you got the triple stack there with the bring back on Jaden Reed, balancing out that Jaden Reed to Golden portfolio there. Jack Besh, just tacking in a third stack at the end with a bring back, like, yeah, that it's basically like if your roster is completely fine, I'm assuming Jackson Dart was gone at that point. Yeah, yeah. I'm assuming you were going to take Jackson Dart, but since Dart was gone, you're like, I'll just take Russ. Maybe he just holds on to the job. Like, and this contest is almost full. And then Mike, he's got a 2.592. He gets the Jaden Daniels fall. Kyler Murray. This is the same two quarterbacks that I got ninth in the flock contest last year on. So there's a little soft spot in my heart for them. We got RBs, Jameer Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, just two absolute dogs. You got the 1,600 projected yards that Mike Clay has for Taylor, Ramondre Stevenson, Eckler, Jaden Blue. So, like, I don't know where I'm willing to start taking Jaden Blue now, but 163 doesn't feel bad. Marvin Harrison, Travis Hunter, Debo, Trey Harris, Luther Burden, Pierce, Diami Brown, Calvin Austin, Dontavian Wicks, Laporta Ferg. That's perfectly good for two. You got like I mean this plays. I personally would have like tried to fit instead of like a Diami Brown. I mean, I guess you got the stack there. Like maybe mix one of those guys in with like a Wandale or DeMario or like a Christian Kirk or somebody. But I mean, this could absolutely work. The problem is making sure you get to where Trey Harris and Burden like actually have a decent role in the offense. As long as these four guys can supplement the first 3, 4, 5 weeks while these guys are earning their role, like the team should be really good. All right, so that draft is over. We are doing another puppy. This burger is 93% full, and we will be entering a 20-second puppy in 10 seconds. Yeah, I don't know how long you've been doing best ball or what. Like, I know you're newer to my channel. That doesn't mean you're new to best ball. But I have noticed that, like, when you draft, like, you're progressive. Like, the ones that I'm seeing you do are progressively getting better. So I'm going to assume that you're a little newer to best ball and newer by better. I'm not saying like they're bad. I'm just saying that like I see a little more like thought in the process. Yeah, I did. I woke up today half asleep. I'm like, let's do a puppy while I lay in bed, and I got the 4 slot, and it popped open, and it said 8 hours to pick. I'm like, nope, not happening. So I think I'm currently on the clock there. So we got the 103. We got Losimo at the 9. We have 0 at the 10. I believe that a Cade here at the 4. If you are in here and you would like a shout out, let me know. What's up, Losimo? They really need to label these. Well, like, I just assume that they're both still there. I don't know. Like I know, but I'm not really gonna say. It's over 5K for sure. I don't like I have the file somewhere that's saved everything, and it's all out there. I mean, just in pre-draft best ball, I had like almost $2,000. So, and that was just pre-draft stuff. Yeah, we'll take Justin Jefferson here at 3. Yeah, like, and well, I'm not gonna max BBM. I don't care about. I would rather max 3 entire puppies and still like I can max 2 puppies and weekly winners and eliminator for the price of maxing BBM. I would rather play that game, give myself more shots to win the big money, and just not win enough money to be able to like quit my job. Like, I don't care about that. Like, would I love to be able to quit my job? Absolutely. But like, I would rather give myself more shots to do it, like to win enough money that is life changing, right? Like even if you're putting $8,000 into best ball, like winning 20, like you've already, like you should, like for me, I view that money as money that it might just be gone, right? Like it could just go really bad. Um, so like when you win the 20,000, if you won like something for 20K, like that's still a gigantic win, right? Like, yes, the 20K gets taxed at 40% or whatever. So you only end up winning like 4K for the season or something like that, right? But like, that's still a lot of money. And it lets you just play freely the next year without less, you know. But we get paid out right in time for crypto bear market. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. We went elite quarterback or elite tight end in the last one. We're gonna take T. Higgins. I think there's an argument T. Higgins could easily be up here with Ladd, AJ Brown, Drake London, Brian Thomas. I don't even know what the crypto bear market is, so you would have to inform me. I don't mess around with crypto. I did for a little while. I don't right now. Um, so I was kind of hoping McBride made it back. I don't I don't take a lot of Jacobs, but I feel like it's a good time to click Jacobs right now. I think he's a perfectly fine pick where he goes. He's not awesome, like, but he could just be one of the better advanced race pieces out there. I got in on XRP at 33 cents. Nice. I don't even know what XRP is at. Or last bear, we were getting 15K BTC. What's the? I don't understand what the bear market is. But like, yeah, I don't know. Apparently, highlighting Josh Jacobs makes it completely not readable. I did not realize that highlighting this made them not readable at all on the new format. Yeah, speaking of this, like, I'm pretty sure today or tomorrow or the next day, I'm gonna buy the 10 uh, the 10 drafts for SBS. Um, that'll give me 16 drafts to do over there. That I've been kind of looking at the market. Somebody told me to like buy at a certain time of day and watch. You can kind of get a little bit of a better price. So I'll probably do it that way. Bear market is Kyle Pitts. Bull market is Arroyo. Buy early. Yeah, you'll have to explain more of that to me somewhere else. So anyway, we got Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, and Josh Jacobs. Losimo over here, Malik Neighbors, Brock Bowers, Lamar Jackson. Did we get into the last puppy too fast? No, we the puppy too fast are up, Gamble. Earlier today they were only in slows, but basically what they do is they allocate X amount and they didn't have any more fast allocated. Yeah, no, they basically just have to go reallocate like uh, how many they have set up as each. If one isn't filling and the other one is. So whenever they ran out of the fast, somebody had to go in and do that basically. Yeah, let's do this. That's the week 17 bring back. Um, yep. Yeah. So anytime a contest you're wanting to do fast um, stops showing up as fast, if you just wait like an hour or two and check it again, a lot of the time they will have fast backup. Genty Hampton is fun. Genty Hampton is fun. Absolutely. I did a CM. I got CMC at 10 or right before the stream. I went CMC H hand, and that's also fun. All right, so right here, what do I want? I like Devonta Smith the most of these players. Uh, good. We get Devonta Smith. Yeah, CMCH. Like I don't get a lot of CMC. I'm at like 5 to 6% because I refuse to take him over Puka, and I pretty much refuse to take him over Malik Neighbors as well. So I don't get much CMC anymore. Uh, I honestly prefer Nico to CMC, but I will mix in some CMC there. As always, absolute banger of a show. Hey, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. At least somebody loves me. My slow, I got dumped into entering. I'm neighbors BTJ. Maybe it's the slow you need. I I take a little bit. Like, I don't know. Let's look and see what my CMC exposure is. 5.8. Like, I'm perfectly happy with 5% CMC. Like, very, very happy with it. I do think that Dirty P is onto something, thinking that like for like the best way to hedge it, like, and I've been doing this with Amon Ra and Derrick Henry, but being overweight those two players in Eliminator specifically, since I'm more fading them in the other contest, I think I can just tack CMC and Saquon into that. Like I actually have 9%, 9.8% Saquon in Eliminator out of 51 drafts. Because I think he's very safe. Like I just my case has always been on Saquon is the elite out of this world ceiling isn't there in my opinion. Um, like the uh, season breaking stuff is not there, but maybe I'm wrong on that too. Should I? I'll take him if he's there. Uh, I've been trying to get up to 8%. Like I want to get to 8% and then just keep him at 8%, basically. I took Hampton by instinct, forgot I had Nico. Yeah, I actually prefer the Nico Hampton to the Nico Lad because it tells more of a game script of the Chargers are winning, Hampton is running down their throat, and Nico's the bring back, right? So, like to me, that feels like a more solid version of how that can work out. Now, I want both. Like last, yeah, it's a very realistic game script, right? Yeah, um, yeah, we'll take Ricky Pearsall. I do need to move Ricky Pearsall in my ranks now that everybody's scared. that he's not going to play. He's almost like, yes, he's on the pup, but at any point he can be removed from that pup and just start practicing. It's not like when you get put on pup during the season where you have to miss X amount of games. So it is a different beast at this point. And it's kind of like Najee being on the NFI list. Like at any point they can just remove him and he's there. And so right now, let's go through the team. We have Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, J-Mo, Devonta Smith, and Ricky Pearsall at wide receiver. We have Josh Jacobs and Caleb Johnson at running back. We have a Week 17 thing going with the Vikings and the Lions. And we also have the Philadelphia Green Bay as well. Oh, no, that's not right. Philadelphia is Buffalo. So scratch that because, scratch that. I don't know why, but that's the only game I get mixed up. The only game I ever get mixed up in is for some reason in my mind, I have it Green Bay, Philadelphia. And I know that's wrong because I intentionally take Matthew Golden all the time with Lamar Jackson. So I don't know why when I look at Green Bay, I think Philly. I know that's not true. Or, yeah. I don't want to try to figure out what goes through my head. Like, come on. Like, you've heard me talk out here. My mind goes everywhere. Like, who knows what put it there? It was probably an evil trickster god just trying to mess with me. That I'm gonna maybe it was old Brownie the Elf. Brownie, how dare Brownie the Elf do that to me? So you remember when the Browns put Brownie the Elf out there on their logo, right? Like absolutely all day TJ Hawkinson, no questions. One of the best clicks on the board. Go look up the lore of Brownie the Elf. From like the fairy tale stuff, like the dark fairy tale stuff. And Brownie was the elf's name that did some pretty terrible things. So I would recommend you guys looking that up and reading it for yourself. And then you'll figure out why they decided that Brownie the Elf wasn't the guy. It's like, hey, how about we walk this back? Let's walk this back a little. I don't like the IU click. But, with this wide receiver room, Jefferson, Higgins, J-Mo, Smith, Ricky Pearsall, I should be good for 6 weeks without him. If he is the guy you need at the end of the season, this is the kind of room that could take him there. I could just be done at wide receiver too. So I don't know if I will be, but I could be. Jacobs and Caleb Johnson, probably a little weak at RB overall, but tight end, we're really strong. I'm hoping I can get – the dream would be for Brock Purdy to have not been drafted and somehow make it all the way to 118. But I'm hoping that J.J. McCarthy's available. Where is the Jordan Addison drafter? He's right here. He has Baker. He did not take Gibbs, Garrett Wilson, DK Metcalf. He doesn't really have any other choices, so I'm probably not going to get J.J. McCarthy either because Cade has Baker, and he doesn't really have. He also took Jordan Mason, who's going to catch like 3 balls, but he's got a little stack there, so it would make sense for him to he better he's in the chat. You are not getting him at 124. If you want him, take him there. That does limit my Jared Goff goes. So this is the problem with a lot of the so right now I'm basically at the I just have to backstack a quarterback at some point kind of thing. When you correlate and you're near an edge, the Brandon Ayuk pick could have been anything else. Because Brock Purdy is gone and I'm assuming McCarthy's going to go, he should go. Just because Fields is gone. All of his other quarterbacks except for Aaron Rodgers are gone. And I don't think Baker Mayfield, you probably just add Aaron Rodgers to that room, right? So we're going to be doing some magic here at quarterback. It'll be fun. But we might just have 3 naked quarterbacks in this room. Who knows? This is also the kind of running back room that taking to Judkins makes sense as well. If he makes it to me, we will do that. But the other thing is, because I have these 6 wide receivers, I'm going to have to go overboard with wide receiver to stack if I want to stack one. So I basically need to look for people that have a tight end, right, available, or a running back that's available. So we'll go ahead and take Judkins here. I don't know where his ADP is going to slide, but this contest is almost over, and this is going to be one of the – hey, well, no, I looked at it. You don't got to be sorry. It happens, right? Stuff like that happens. Sometimes rooms just falling away that you can't but I realized that it was going to happen. Jordan Love goes too. So basically what's going to happen now is I'm going to have to start stealing quarterbacks from other people is kind of where this is going to go. Love went as well. So I'm basically going to lock into the Indy quarterback probably. I'm basically just going to take 2 random quarterbacks here. Whatever 2 are left at the top of the queue, I'm probably just going to snag them and figure it out from there because quarterbacks went a lot earlier here. And the Ayuk pick, maybe I could have just taken Brock Purdy there. Maybe that was the right call. But J.J. McCarthy wasn't the right call. That's just way too high. I was just in a bad position for that pick. But yeah, we'll figure it out. It's all good, man. Don't worry about it. I just had a draft where the quarterbacks. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, if you do hundreds of drafts, not all of them are going to go well. You're going to have some that go bad. And I actually have a wild idea for this draft specifically. Because this draft is going this bad, we are going to unlock the secret weapon. Stay tuned to find out what the round 18 secret weapon is going to be. The secret weapon will be unlocked. It'll be maybe my first share of the person, but for this team, we are going to believe in this weapon. Yeah, so I have tons of wide receiver firepower here, just tons of it. Even Bryce Young goes at 131. Bryce Young going at 131. I don't disagree with it. I think he should. I think Bryce should be going with Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud. To be honest with you, I'm not knocking at all. Actually, what running backs are available? Maybe we just keep pushing. Maybe we just keep pushing quarterback and see what happens. We got like all of these. So there's like zero correlation in any of these. Yeah, I'm just going to pull up Cam Ward because he offers some rushing upside here. Do we have anything there? Ray Davis is quite a faller. I'm going to go ahead and take Ray Davis. And then I'll just take one of these quarterbacks here. It doesn't matter who it is. Maybe it's Taysom Hill. Maybe the secret weapon is Taysom Hill. To find out, you got to stay to the end of the draft. I'm going to guess some are saying that's what you need to win. Matt Stafford going to rush for 3 touchdowns in week 17. You all know what's going to happen. All right, Cam Ward, way before ADP. Get the week 15 bring back there. Cam Ward does have some rushing upside. That's why I wanted him over those two. If I'm going to have to take a naked quarterback, I might as well take the naked quarterback that like has some rushing upside, you know? I don't think anybody in here is going to guess who the secret weapon is. I want to know, what did Chad Candles do when the quarterbacks went? So what I'm noticing also is that every single draft that the quarterbacks go completely against me, I'm in the front half of the board. Not only is the front 3 or 4 picks like the absolute worst for like getting players back at the 2-3 turn and the 4-5 turn and the 6-7 turn. Also, it's the hardest place to take quarterbacks unless you reach on them. Some are saying it's Flacco, huh? We'll find out. We'll find out who the secret weapon is. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, so do I feel good about Cam Ward, quarterback 1? Absolutely not. Got to reach. It's not really a reach if it's stacked. And then this guy over here getting – some are saying it's Kenny Pickett. Others are saying it's Joe Flacco. There's only one way to find out if either one of those is correct. All I'm going to say is this contest right now is almost full. We know what quarterbacks have and have not been being drafted this entire time, right? Like, we know that. I will say this could easily be one of my only 3 quarterback teams. Um, 166. I mean, I'll take naked Geno. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. We will absolutely take naked Geno. We took naked Sam Darnold last time. That's even worse. 212 rushing yards versus 272. Like, we're living large with 272. No, I absolutely do that. Like, I think that's so I've been over this a lot. Like, I like the elite quarterbacks over half of the players in the 3rd round. I like them over JSN. I like them over Terry McLaurin straight up. Like, I take Terry to try to get Jaden like this. Like, I think that's the way to play it. I like him over Garrett Wilson. I like him over MHJ. So, like, the wide receivers that go in this round, I like him over Kyron Williams. So, I do like Devontae Adams, Jacobs, Chase Brown, T. Higgins, Tyreek over the elites. And I don't mind Brees Hall over him, but you can get Brees in the fourth every once in a while. So, like, I actually prefer the elite quarterbacks there. All right, so running backs here. Yeah, we'll take Will Shipley. I like the Will Shipley click. So right now the team is Cam Ward, Geno Smith, double elite quarterback, running backs, Josh Jacobs, Caleb Johnson, Quinshawn Judkins. He's the absolute man. We got the Week 17 Turd Bowl running backs. They got Ray Davis, Will Shipley, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Jameson Williams, Devonta Smith, Ricky Pearsall, and Brandon Ayuk, T.J. Hawkinson, and Tyler Warren. I don't see anything wrong with this team. Nothing at all. This is probably the best team I've drafted all offseason. Absolutely. It is an absolute gem. Clay has Mayer for more production than only naked for now. I like it. I love it. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to do a third draft without a light goal, without anything. I'm feeling pretty good today. I'm having fun. I think you all are having fun. The Mike Clay projections were interesting. It was a nice way to start the stream. Do something a little different. I normally just come on, draft, talk a bunch. This time I came on, looked through some numbers, talked a bunch. Not that I necessarily agree with everything on those projections. There were some things, as we were talking about, like Drake May, only 2 rushing touchdowns with 570 rushing yards. Like that feels pretty bad. Yeah, I do that absolutely. Like, the reason with the 3 quarterback meta, like Lamar specifically with Zay Flowers being in the middle of the third now or fifth, like you freely get Zay Flowers. If you take Lamar in the front half of the board, you're like guaranteed a 5th round stack with Zay Flowers, like almost guaranteed. And it feels really good. Like I've been doing it quite a bit. Some are saying Chigakonkwo is what this team needs. I don't know. I think Giddens is what this team needs. And this team absolutely, wait a minute. We could take Aaron Rodgers if he comes back around. We got the old Caleb Johnson, Aaron Rodgers stack we could do. But I'm going to take – this team absolutely needs upside, right? Like, so we're going to go Anthony Richardson. I'm going to name this team a wing and a prayer. I'm about to take the only share of a certain player probably in this entire contest. Oh, really? You doing me dirty like that? All right. All right. Real funny, guy. Real funny. We'll take Daniel Jones. We got the double stack. We are building stacks. Look at that. Look at all that color. Look at all that color. Man, that is fantastic. Now if we take Tyson Bagent, we get the third color here, and then we're cooking, right? Let's queue up Tyson Bagent right now. Buy Aaron Rodgers. Get relegated. Tyson Bagent is the man. We are going for correlation. Who loves correlation? And that is what we're doing. I mean, Caleb sucks, so I don't hate it. That's right. Stackalicious. Yeah, I mean, when you can what is it? Voltron and I will form the head. Like that's what this I will form the head is what this whole Tyson Bagent is. Like we will form the head of the San Francisco playoff stacks. I will. Zero doesn't love correlation. Stein loves correlation too. Yeah. Yeah, my master plan will come together. Like if you get completely boxed out in a draft, like being upset about it does nothing. Just have fun with it. Like it's a $5 draft. Do you know how many times I've wasted $5 in my life? I promise you this isn't going to be the last time I do it in best ball either. Like I promise you that is going to continue, right? Like, and by the way, if you're over on X and you enjoy the content, there's 38 of you watching. I love the fact that you're out there watching. But if you can come over and give me a sub on YouTube, that'll help me out tremendously. We are on a goal for 500. That will turn on the super chat. That will allow me to feel better doing it. It will give people who, like, some people out there are upset they can't give me money, and it will allow me to give me money. And everyone will love it. Everyone will be happy. Go ahead, Cade. You already took J.J. McCarthy from me. Go ahead and take Tyson Bagent. You don't have the balls to take Tyson Bagent from me. If you do, you better not show your face around here. This is my guy. This is who I want, guy. Go ahead and take him. Go ahead and take him. We're taking Dylan Gabriel for the Quinshawn Judkins share. We are going to have one of the only shares of this man in the pod. I know. Temptation's the best, right? Like it would have been pretty hilarious. Giga Brain, right? Giga Brain with the Dylan Gabriel. Oh yeah. We got the week 17 bring back. We got the Judkins, a mini stack. I really wanted to. I would have tipped my head a little bit, but if Giddens wasn't there, I was going to take Harold Fannin as a third tight end. But Giddens was there, so I thought I would go ahead and do the Daniel Jones, or I wanted a Rich. So, but yeah, he's like 0% owned. He's probably for a reason, but like I was toast at quarterback in this. So let's try something a little extreme and see if it gets there. All right. We are going, and I started at the beginning of the draft or with the Browns projection talking about the Gabriel thing. Like, I really think that they just liked him more than Shedeur. I know people say that I just hate Shedeur, and I just think that they believed in him more. That's why they took him. All right, Puppy 2, 20 seconds. We will be entering in 10 seconds. I'm having a good time today. I hope you guys are too. That is the lowest projected point total you will ever see for a 4-quarterback team. Like the absolute lowest you'll ever see, 26.85.9. That tells you how bad this team is as a whole. We got Cam Ward with no stack. We have Geno Smith, no stack. We have Daniel Jones stacked. We have Dylan Gabriel stacked. The lobby is now full. We got PP Punch in the 2. We got the 9, 0 in the 8. Losimo in the 5. Dre WBTC must be on X. They haven't said anything, or I don't know their username, but I'm gonna guess that they are watching. They're like, this motherfucker just took Dylan Gabriel. I need to get in another draft with him. He has no clue. I'm making a new poll. How toast is the Dylan Gabriel pick on a scale of 1 to 10? And there we go. Probably took Judkins too. Another likely 0. Yeah, no, like that team was absolutely toast. So I had some fun with it, and I had fun with it in a way that like there is a very small chance there's an out to it, like P punch. No, it's PP punch. it's I got the mic. I make the rules, sir. Speaking of that, so this chart that I show you guys all the time, if you look, there's a stat called points per touch, and if you look, I renamed it PP touch for pure humor. So if you guys ever see that stat, know that is the correct way to say it. It is the PP touch stat. Thank you, Adam Sandler, right? Like, yeah. Yeah, I did that, Hey, we get rewarded with genty neighbors here. I don't mind that. It's not super rare, but it's not common either. Yes. No, so my Dalmatians are going bad, by the way, because I drafted Rashee Rice in the second in one of them. Like, I recorded it. I was going to put it out as a video, and then 2 days later is when the Rice news came out, and I took Rashee in the second. And on like the team is actually pretty good. It got toast. Like it looks like that looks pretty bad. But to be honest, like if any team, like the Dalmatians 4 of 12 advance. So like if any contest you can actually like survive that, the Dalmatians one of them that it is a lot more possible to survive. But here's that team. It's Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Chuba, Caleb Johnson, Pacheco, Rashad White, Taj Brooks, Jarquez Hunter, which I love this running back room. Wide receivers, CD, Rashee, Evans, Bateman, Quentin Johnston, Best, Bryant, Slayton, and then TJ Hawkinson and Tucker Kraft. Like, I love the team. Like, the Rashee Rice pick kind of sucks, but like even removing Rice for, let's say, 6 games and a 4 of 12 advance, I feel like this team has enough firepower that I don't think it's dead, but like it's not where I want to be either, right? So that was the other one, and I was going to put it out as a video, and I decided against it because I like the Rice news kind of blindsided me. But yeah, no, it was a really good draft at the time. So and like for Dalmatian being 4 of 12 advance, like I feel like I don't love that I got Rashid Rice there, but at the same time, yeah, we take Terry McLaurin there. They play week 15. Um, it also gives the chance to get Jaden back. And I would love, like, I would take JSN here. Like, I like Worthy more, but this is definitely, like, JSN never makes it back around. Lamar, CD, Evans, and your tight end can cover the Rice pick for a few weeks. Yeah, like especially, like I'm saying, in a 4 of 12. So I still like the team, but I absolutely loved the team when I thought Rice was going to play the whole season. And if it ends up that Rice only misses the projected 3 games, but Mike Clay, who's like, that feels like lunacy to me, or it's the 4 games that I think some people believe it's going to be, uh, it's really good. How can I criticize the Gabriel pick when I have several shares of Mac Jones for 3? Chase is the only perk you get from the 101. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I think do we take an extremely low owned Kyron Williams share here? Yeah, I think we do it. The double by week 8 sucks, but like Kyron at 40, I don't love it. But that share is enough to survive the next entire month without taking Kyron Williams. So I did it. Now I can ignore him for the next month. Wide receivers are the only way to cover points. Or aren't, yeah. Yeah, and my RBs are pretty strong there, right? And my wide receivers are reasonably deep. Like if I knew Rice was suspended, either Besh or Pat Bryant would have ended up being a DeMario or a Wandale. But that's not that big of a deal. What are the odds the Browns don't even sign Quinshad? Is that even legal to draft and not sign? Yes, it is. Yeah, so if a player either refuses to sign or like all they have to do is offer a contract. If he turns the contract down, that's on him. Now there's rules in place for like how much and all that stuff. Now, used to it was just they offered you something. But if he doesn't sign, he just goes back into the draft next year. Like if he doesn't get signed, he just becomes a draft pick in next year's NFL draft. So that and that's something that a lot of people were expecting with Shamar Stewart, possibly. I think it was Stewart. Was Stewart the guy that they took in the Bengals in the second round? Like it felt really bad between those two, and yeah. The Bengals retained the rights, though. If he decides not to sign, like they can literally just be like, no, I'm not going to sign, and then he goes back to the draft. And then whatever team drafts him, he can sign with them. And like I don't know exactly how all that works out, but like I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I mean, maybe that's true. All I know is that they do go back into the draft. That part I know for sure. So, yeah, we'll take Travis Hunter here. So we got. I mean, I can look it up real quick. All right. If the team fails to sign a draft pick by the end of the year, they no longer have the rights, and the player can re-enter the following year's draft. And then this other one says, let me actually do my draft. How about that? Maybe actually pay attention to the thing we're doing. Yeah, we'll take Addison. Yeah, so let me go back to this and I'm kind of looking it up, trying to find a good source for it. Because, like, I don't necessarily always trust Reddit, you know. Pro Football and Sports Network says no one can force a player to sign. In theory, a rookie could refuse to sign, sit out the entire season, and enter the draft. It's happened one time, I believe. I'm pretty sure one play, like, so actually this did happen. I believe it was Bo Jackson. I think Bo Jackson, like, I think he was drafted by them, and then he refused to play, and then he played baseball for the year, and then he got back into the NFL draft, and then the Raiders drafted him, and he played for them. So I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that's the sports story there. So, yeah, fresh off the Heisman, he was destined for Tampa until a slapstick franchise or bullying owner mucked it up. So yeah, like, that's something to look into. Is I know a lot of things have changed since Bo Jackson, right? Like, a lot with the CBA and all that stuff. But yeah. All right, so I like rookies that are locked in, sign their deals, focus on the process. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, can you please just send me Jerry Jeudy way after ADP? Like, I like Jerry Jeudy. I don't love him, but I like him. Yeah, I think this is a Steph Diggs team. I'm fine with any of these three running backs. So as long as one of those three RBs come back, I feel pretty good. Oh, no. You build your best team, man. It's all good. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that. I was too busy looking up stories about Bo Jackson to care about what was going on in the room of the draft that I'm actually in. How's old PP Punch doing over here? We got Justin Jefferson, Jonathan Taylor, Lamar Jackson, Devonta Smith, Zay Flowers. Like I said, you bring up Lamar, you're guaranteed to get Zay. It's so good. And I was completely out on Zay in the 4th, but in the 5th, why not? Hey, and we got the one I like the second most. So through 9 rounds, through 8 rounds, we have Ashton Genty, Kyron Williams, Tony Pollard, wide receivers Malik Neighbors, Terry McLaurin, Travis Hunter, Jordan Addison, and Steph Diggs. I really like the team. Imagine being a high draft pick in the NFL and being like, nah, I'm going to go play baseball for a while. Especially back then. Like, so current players, like, I believe, I'm not positive on this, but I've heard that like a 3rd round NFL talent is like guaranteed to get over 1 million in money from what's it called? NIL. Yeah, the NIL money. Like, so the players going into the NFL draft, like that are especially 2nd round picks, like they have enough money to actually sit out and to just be redrafted if they get drafted by somebody who they hate or that treats them bad. The players coming in with money is something the NFL is going to have to kind of. I think that it will happen again. I don't know if it'll be this year, but that is something that they're not used to. Like Caleb Williams had a bunch of money in the bank whenever he got signed. Kyler should have picked baseball. Yeah, he probably should have. Like, at least the mound would make him look taller, right? Just little jabs, right? Being that athletic is wild, and the NIL money now. Yeah, like they could. Those baseball deals are nutty. Well, like, I mean, per game, baseball makes less, and the NFL, I don't know. Like, you look at the contracts overall in all sports, and the NFL, like, it feels like for as big as the NFL is, like their players are actually underpaid. To me, like that's what it looks like to me. I didn't want Jalen Warren to be here, but we'll take him. That means I'm probably not going to get Drake May back, but it is what it is. We will take him. We're going to play the game again. We might be the guy who takes J.J. McCarthy from the Justin Jefferson drafter this time. Sorry. Oh, you're good. You already got Lamar. But if Drake May is gone, I will take JJ. We got the Addison. You didn't build it all out either, so NFLPA needs to work for guaranteed deals like the other leagues. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I never liked Troy Vincent as a player, and he seems like it seems even worse now that he's in that realm. We'll go ahead and pull up JJ McCarthy. I don't love doing it, but we need to. We need to not have what happened last draft happen this one. Learn your lessons. Learn them good. Who's Pablo? During the whole Lamar thing, team. Guaranteed pay was skyrocketing because of. Okay, Pablo Torres. Okay. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about that. I know I knew at one point. I don't want to speak on things I'm not positive on. But if you guys are liking this stream, I'm stuck at 260 subs. I've been there for a couple days now. I would like to get a few more, but I'm looking for that. If you're not subbed to JT Bestball, here's a link. Later tonight, in like 3 hours 20 minutes, I will be on that channel, and so head over there, give them a sub if you want to watch more of me later tonight, and it's a good time. We differ on several players, but we work well together and always build solid teams. Like, they're not always the teams I love the most. Like, they're not ever my favorite teams, but they're always really solid. And it's mostly because him and I disagree on a lot of players, which actually makes drafting quite a bit more fun. CD, Dak, Baker, Igbuka, Goff, JMO, stacking. Jake is the Goots. Yeah, I guess you couldn't really tell from the screenshot there. Yeah, he doing smart things. We're going to take Trevor Lawrence here if he's there. Actually, yeah, we'll do it. I kind of wanted to take Tucker Kraft and to push around, see if I can push around Jordan Love. I think just taking Trevor Lawrence was the right move because I don't have a tight end, and I do think that there's a tier break at Tucker Kraft here. So, but yeah, we will take one of these two for sure, assuming we have the option. And if we don't, I don't know. I don't really want any of the wide receivers that are here. Yeah, I definitely want one of those two players. If not, maybe we just eat our vegetables with a Dalton Kincaid share. I do like Dallas Goedert more, though. Yeah, we get Kraft. That's fine. Like, I don't want to dip under 10% Tucker Kraft. I really like Tucker Kraft, Colson Loveland, and Tyler Warren as picks. I like David Njoku as well, but how bad that offense could be just kind of scares me. But yeah, I'm still waiting on a message from PPR Tyler to see if the date. So at the moment, it looks like we will be able to do the blindfold draft on Sunday night. Not guaranteed. I'm not announcing it yet, but he just replied and said he's tentative for it. So that would be great. I would like to get that out of the way. You guys deserve it. We hit that goal. And I mean, basically, as soon as we hit the goal, then we had another really big day, and then it's been dead. But I might do some Spoiled Banana Society over one of the next 2 days. I might do some more Spoiled Banana Society drafts. I'm kind of feeling like doing some of those. That was a fun day. I know some of you weren't a big fan of the format. I liked it. I think it's pretty cool. I like some of the randomness elements of it. I like that you draft positions, not like I do prefer drafting the actual player, but as a nice change for me, it's a really, really nice change of pace. That's what it is for me. Like I do really enjoy it. And for those of you who don't know, Fantasy Sanctuary tomorrow, like at 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern, they will have Pete Overzet on. So I will absolutely be over there before I start my stream for that hour. Like, that is awesome for them. I root for those two, or I root for everybody on the Fantasy Sanctuary. But I talked to Tom and Emo a little more. I'm happy for them. I want good things for them. So we do want Bretton Strange here, but I think I just want Cedric Tillman, actually. I'm fine if I don't get the double stack with him. And maybe I take another Dylan Gabriel share. Maybe I'm setting us up for the supreme finish, the finisher, like the diamond cutter. I'm going to put this room on lockdown. So, yeah, three tight ends go and not the one that I would like. That's extremely lucky. And the next one in ADP. I mean, it's definitely one of these. Who about to feel the bang? What bang? You talk about the gun, the finger guns Diamond Dallas Page used. Like I pretty much forgot everything about wrestling from back then. I just remember, yeah. Didn't he like do finger guns with it or something as well? Okay. It was Feel the Bang. I did watch wrestling all the time back then, but I forgot a lot of the lingo. Some fan who are, yeah, I never claimed to be a big WWE. Like I was actually a WCW over WWF guy, which was unpopular until the NWO. Like I was that way before the NWO. And then the NWO thing happened, and everybody's like, oh, WCW is the best. And then Vince was like, how much money would it take for me to just own all of you? And he answered with enough. And that was that. Now it's all one giant mega corporation thing, right? Yeah, so let's go through the team real quick. We got the double stack. We got J.J. McCarthy. We got Trevor Lawrence. RBs, Ashton Genty, Kyron Williams, Tony Pollard, Jalen Warren. Wide receivers, Malik Neighbors, Terry McLaurin, Travis Hunter, Addison, Diggs, Tillman, Tucker Kraft, and Bretton Strange. I like this quite a bit. Pretty strong wide receiver room, honestly. And a pretty strong running back room. I think this is going to be a 3-5-7-3. There was main event was Terry Funk and Hogan versus Sid Vicious. Yeah, that's a crazy. Terry Funk was awesome. My this is going to tell you, like, nobody's going to be surprised by this. But my favorite bit in WCW was Chavo Guerrero and the Hobby Horse. Like, I don't know why, but that made me laugh every time. Like, just absolute, like, I loved it. Can we afford? Yeah, we can afford the Diami Brown. Yeah, the Chavo's horse. Yep. Yeah, I absolutely loved. Like that was the thing. Pepe. Yep. Yeah, it was hilarious. Like to me, that was like just comedy, just pure comedy to me. Was Chavo Guerrero and his hobby horse. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do this if he comes back around. We have Jalen Warren. I'm probably just going to add Pat Freiermuth to this team since nobody drafts him anymore, in the very last round if he's available, and then just take a random running back as my 5th running back. Like, I feel good about this team or about that. So quarterbacks, J.J. McCarthy, Trevor Lawrence, and Aaron Rodgers all stacked somewhat. We got the Week 17 bring back with the one game. We don't have any Indy. DJ Giddens would be the perfect fall to the end of this draft. I highly doubt he makes it back, but he would be a really, really good pick for me. So, but yeah, I was a Generation X guy. Used to walk around school like I was X-Pac, telling everyone to suck it. May or may not. I was a chunky high school kid. I was 5'10" and a half. I'm still 5'10" and a half as a freshman, or as a junior. I was like 5'6" as a freshman. But as a junior, I was like 5'10" and a half and a little over. I was like 215 pounds, and I wasn't muscular. And I wore the Steve Nash Big Sexy shirt around all the time in high school, just because it was hilarious. I knew it wasn't. It was one of those, it's just funny kind of things. Like, I don't care if people make fun of me kind of thing. You mean Diesel? Yeah, Kevin Nash. Yeah, Diesel. Not Steve. Yeah. Yeah, I might have. I was talking to Steve Nash the other day with somebody. So that was on my mind. But yeah, Kevin Nash, Diesel. Yeah, the old NWO Big Sexy shirt. Yeah. They're the same guy. Steve Nash, Kevin Nash, Nick Nash. It's all the same. Maybe Nick Nash is destined for greatness. Maybe we're onto something here. Maybe this correlation brings us to Nick Nash on this team. Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. That's probably not how this is going to work out. Yeah, I'll take a Brashard Smith. Like, Brashard Smith fits this running back room really well. Just an upside shot. Like, we got Genty, we got Kyron and Pollard. Jalen Warren should have a role. He is my stack. Honestly, if Pat Freiermuth goes, I'm just going to take Set Roman. Wait. They took Calvin Austin? Where in the hell did Calvin Austin? Calvin Austin went at 181? What are you doing? What's that even say? I don't even know what that says. Grassman? OHO Grassman? All right, we get Pat Freiermuth. All right, we got a 3-5-7-3. J.J. McCarthy, Trevor Lawrence, Aaron Rodgers. Running backs, Ashton Genty, Kyron Williams, Tony Pollard, Jalen Warren, Brashard Smith. Wide receivers, Malik Neighbors, Terry McLaurin. Did I say Terry McLaurin up here? I don't know. I think I did. I think I did for Jalen Warren. Jordan Addison, Steph Diggs, Cedric Tillman, Diami Brown, tight end, Tucker Kraft, Brenton Strange, and Pat Freiermuth. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I am going to go watch the Fanspeak Network for a little while. I'm going to keep it on while I fire up my grill. I think I'm going to make some chicken tonight. I don't know. I will be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central. Not sure what I'm going to draft. Peace.